Welcome into AZ Audibles. Haley Stasiak and Eric Sorensen here. We have been out at a lot of high schools around the state checking out spring ball practices as teams get ready for the fall. One thing that's really stood out to me is the senior leadership I've seen on these campuses. I was out at Marana. Head coach Luis Ramirez said that this team is his seniors team. He's really going to be relying on them to step up and take charge, especially quarterback Trenton Bourget. He's hoping that he becomes more of a vocal leader and really just takes this team by the horns and leads this team to a potentially another playoff run like the Tigers had last year. And then I was out at Highland, and same thing. I saw quarterback Caleb Herbert stepping up and taking charge, as well as Connor Colmore, running back. And they're leading these guys in the right direction and really taking charge and stepping up for these teams, and it's really cool to see.
Across the valley, Haley, I was at Desert Edge last week and talking with Jose Lucero and some of their head coaches. You mentioned that senior leadership. Defensively, they have some key seniors to be returning. One of those, Milton Rogers, their linebacker, 111 tackles last year. You take away that season opening loss to Centennial, Edge only allowed about 15 points a game. But the big man up front, Nasir Sims, 6'3", 285 pounds. He's got a handful of Power 5 offers, and he talked about what it's like to be one of the seniors on the Scorpions defense.
Getting on, that's really all I do, and pulling them to the side and talking to them about how life is going to be. And they always talk about, oh, we want to win a ring. But to win a ring, you got to put in the work. You got to grind every day. You got to keep your head straight, being good in the classroom, not goofing around, not trying to be cool to impress the girls. It's not all about that, because at the end of the day, all this is going to go by.
Eric, why, in your opinion, as a media member, as a fan, as someone who knows the game, just on this high school level especially, is it so important for these seniors to step up and take charge?
Because, Haley, it's not only what they do on the field, but for me, it's also what they do away from the field. They need to set the example in the weight room. They need to set the example in the classroom. And coaches always look to their seniors to not only be great players, but also be great examples for some of the younger guys on the team.
I like that point you make about setting the example off the field, too. And when you're out at these practices, obviously you're seeing the seniors kind of take the younger guys through and really get them acclimated,
sure.
especially the
they've
freshmen.
Been through it.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. So seeing them get involved off the field as well, that's a really good point. Here's what head coach Jason Mons had to say out of Saguaro about the class of 2019 SaberCats potentially leading them to a 6th straight state title.
I think our 2019 class is a really tough, blue-collar, hard-working group of kids, very talented. I mean, Brandon Shivers, Nate Polk, I mean, there's a bunch of guys that are really talented kids, but they're hard workers, they're good kids, they're high academic kids, they take care of business in the classroom, they do the right thing on and off the field, and so we're excited about the leadership that we're getting from that group.
That's what we've got for you this week on AZ Audibles. Be sure to keep it on sports360az.com for more high school football coverage. We'll see you next time.